Hi, folks. My name is Don King. I am known as the Confidence Cultivator. I work with professionals and leaders who want to speak confidently so they can increase their impact, gain influence, and build their careers. I'd like to talk with you today about a new podcast that we are starting on something that is at the heart of true confidence. We're calling the podcast Alignment. We're going to be having conversations with people who have consciously brought their lives into alignment with their values. I know we've all heard about the Great Resignation. I prefer to call it the Great Reassessment. Well, a lot of folks have been thinking about, what does my life mean? What do I want to do with my life? So we're going to talk with some of those folks. Some of them have indeed left their jobs, started new businesses, started new enterprises. Some of them, though, are folks who looked at their values, looked at their lives, and said, this really is where I need to be. And they recommitted themselves in order to live out their values. Now, let me be clear on what the podcast is and what it is not. I will say that although I'm not an expert in marketing and social media, I'm pretty familiar with it. I'm comfortable with it. I know the things that you do to promote a podcast or other kinds of intellectual property things. But mostly, I want to have conversations with people who interest me. What that means is that as far as the Alignment podcast is concerned, there's not going to be slick production values here. We're not trying to use the podcast to build business or to monetize a channel or anything like that. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, I teach people about doing that. But I've just got something different in mind here. I also want to be clear, though, that this is not just a hobby cast. I'm an old newspaper guy and an old radio guy. I've done podcasts before. I take pride in the craft. So this isn't going to be just a slap together kind of thing. But the value, I think, the craft, the pride, comes from the fact that throughout most of my life, the most fun I've had as a professional writer, a broadcaster, a speaker, is in asking good questions and probing into things that matter. So what we offer to you, the listener, is the opportunity to take part in real conversations, to learn from the experience of people who have struggled with some of the same issues you have, and to gain insights that will help you live your own values. Now, in practical terms, at least initially, we plan to originate using simultaneous live streaming to LinkedIn Live. That'll be our primary platform. We'll also include Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Our first broadcast is set for 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, February 22nd. Our intention is to do one of these at about that time every Wednesday. We already have several guests lined up, and we will share more of those when we have dates firmed up. I do want to tell you that first broadcast on February the 22nd, it's going to feature Lisa Wilbur and Jeff West. They are co-authors of a book called Said the Lady with the Blue Hair. It's a business fable, one that uses the vehicle of fiction to teach solid business principles and life principles. You might know the genre. One example of it is The Go-Giver. And Lisa and Jeff are from that community, as am I. So we're going to be having a conversation. Now, the idea of this podcast is not simply to promote whoever has a new book. We want to dig into talking with Lisa and Jeff about their business experience, but what led them now after business careers to become writers. And we're going to be doing that sort of thing each week, where we talk with people about, why do you do what you do? How have you changed? How has your life changed? Although we will originate as a live, the recordings will be available. And since a lot of people listen to audio in their cars, we will also have audio recordings available, though we're still setting that up. Right now, we're only planning about 20 episodes. And at that point, we will reassess and see whether we want to keep doing this or not. In the meantime, if you would like to keep up to date with episodes, what's happening with the Alignment Podcast, we would invite you to simply go to confidencecultivators.com, and you'll be able to make sure that you get that information. No obligation, easy to unsubscribe if you find that it doesn't fit your life. But we are hoping to do something to bring people together to allow you to listen in on conversations that will help you as you struggle maybe with some of these same questions. How do you get your life lined up with what matters to you?